Hello and welcome to this daily yoga flow for mixed levels. This is a practice with dynamic and creative sequencing for the full body with essential postures for your everyday practice. When you're ready, we'll begin at the back of the mat in child's pose. So you can either keep your knees together or open them apart. If you do have sensitive knees, place a blanket underneath and then lower yourself into position. And we'll pause for the first few breaths here, just to give you a chance to tune in with your body. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. And come up to tabletop, our hands and knees position. And we'll start with a wrist warm up, just rocking forward, bringing the weight into the fingertips, and back, bringing the weight into the heels of the hands. Keep this going as you transfer weight forward and back. If you'd like to make this a little more challenging, tuck the toes, hover the knees as you rock forward and back. And then we'll rock side to side. Slow and controlled as you transfer weight from the right to the left. And then come back into tabletop. If your knees aren't already hovering off the mat, lift them now, just about an inch or two. Gaze down to relax your neck. Focus on pushing the floor away. And brace your abdomen, so like you're tightening up a corset. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, extend your legs to find plank. Continue to press the floor away, gaze down. Hold for a deep breath in. Exhale, bring the knees back into our hovering tabletop. Pause for a breath in. Exhale, extend the legs back to plank. A few more times. You can always lower the knees anytime you need. Pause for a breath in. Exhale, knees come forward, hovering tabletop. Inhale here. Exhale, extend the legs back to plank. One more round of this. Pause for a breath in. Exhale, hovering tabletop. Keep pushing the floor away as you inhale. Exhale, extend the legs back to plank. Pause and hold for a breath in. Then exhale, knees down. Bend the elbows, lower chest and chin. And slither forward to come through to cobra. So keeping the hands next to the ribs. Inhale, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. And exhale, we'll push back to downward dog. As it's the first one, the body might still be feeling cold, so don't worry about grounding the heels or straightening the legs all the way. Just start by pedaling out the legs to find some movement. And as you do this, you could sway your hips side to side, finding a little side bend through the torso. Then find stillness. Take a deep breath in as you push through your hands. Send your weight back towards your feet. And exhale, sigh out. Inhale, ripple forward to come to plank. And open out into side plank on the right. So stacking right shoulder over the wrist. Left arm reaches up. If you're needing support here, right knee could be down. Focus on lifting the hips high, lifting up through the right side of the waist. 5 breaths here. Final inhale. Exhale, find plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga, or you could do knees, chest, chin like last time. Lower down with control. And if you're feeling warm enough, you could take up dog or revisit cobra. The choice is yours. Pause for a breath in. Exhale back to down dog. Press through the hands, send the weight back toward the feet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Then ripple forward, come to plank. And open out to side plank on your left. Again, the shoulder stacks the wrist. If you're needing support, the left knee could come down. Focus on lifting up through the side of your waist. Right arm reaches up to open the chest. 5 breaths here. Last breath in. Exhale to find plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale to find your back bend of choice. Exhale back to downward facing. Good. Inhale, lift the right leg high, open out the hip. Exhale, bring the right knee to tap the left elbow. Then open out into side plank on your right and extend the right leg in front of you as you reach the left arm up. If you're needing support, then lower the foot down to find more of a fallen star position. But if you can, try to use your inner thigh to lift the leg up. Pause and hold for a breath in. Exhale, lower the left hand down, step the foot between the hands, finding a runner's lunge. You could either keep the back knee lifted or lower it down here. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, inhale. Exhale, straighten the front leg and fold forward. Think of bringing your belly toward your thigh. You can always keep a slight bend in the front knee to make this more accessible. Pause for a breath in. Exhale. Bend the front knee, then shift weight into the front foot and lift the back leg. When you feel steady, you could either bring hands to prayer or clasp the hold of the hands behind the back to find a variation of Warrior 3. Focus on keeping the left and right hips level. So if you're noticing that the hips are opening out slightly, roll the left side down. 3 more breaths here. Inhale here. As you exhale, slowly stand all the way up. Stay balanced on one foot if you can. And then cross the left ankle over the top of the right knee. And bend the right knee to sit down into a chair. Bringing hands to prayer just in front of your chest. Keep shifting the weight back through the right heel as you sink the hips a little lower. 3 breaths here. Inhale here. As you exhale, slowly stand back up and we'll reverse, slowly stepping the left foot back. Plant the hands, step to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to find your back bend of choice. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Pause for a breath in. Exhale out. Then lift the left leg high, open out the hip, bend the knee. Then tap left knee to the back of the right elbow and open out into side plank on the left, extending the left leg in front of you as you reach the right arm up. Option to lower the foot to the ground if you're needing support. But if you can, use your inner thigh to keep the leg lifted. Push away from the floor, take a deep breath in. Exhale, right hand comes down, step the foot between the hands. Runner's lunge, option to keep the back knee lifted or lower it down. Inhale, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, straighten the front leg, fold forward. You could always keep a little bend in the knee. Inhale here. At the end of your exhale, rebend the front knee. Start to shift weight into the foot as you lift the back leg, finding your warrior 3. Hands could come to prayer, or you could clasp the hands behind the back here. Focus on keeping the hips level. 3 breaths here. Final breath in. With your exhale, slowly stand up. Stay balanced on one foot if you can. Then cross the right ankle over the top of the left knee. Bend the left knee to sit down. Bring hands to prayer in front of your chest. Shift the weight back through your heel as you sink the hips lower. 3 breaths here. Final inhale. With your exhale, stand back up and we'll come out in reverse, slowly stepping the right foot back, planting the hands, step to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to find your back bend of choice. Exhale to push back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high, open out the hip, just keeping the legs straight. As you exhale, look forward, sweep the leg round to the right side like you're drawing a half circle, and see if you can sweep the leg all the way forward to place the foot between the hands. It's okay if you need a couple of steps to get there. Then open out the back foot, setting up for Trikonasana, triangle. Right hand can reach for the big toe or rest on the lower leg. As you reach the left arm up, turning the chest open. Focus your gaze on one spot. Engage the legs by lifting the kneecaps up toward the hips. 3 more breaths here. Final breath in. As you exhale out, look down for balance and lower the left hand to the inside of the right foot. Turn the back foot to face forward so that you can ground the heel. And when you feel steady, reach the right arm up, twisting to the right to find our revolved triangle. This can be a little trickier. Focus on squeezing inner thighs together. And you could always come up onto the left fingertips instead to create more space to twist into. 3 more breaths. Inhale here. Exhale, stay in the twist, but step the left foot back and bend the front knee. So we come into more of a twisted lunge. Option to stay here, or you could work towards a bind, wrapping the left arm over and under the right leg, and the right arm behind the back to clasp the hands together, or as close as you can get them. Pause for 3 breaths. Final inhale. As you exhale, we'll release the twist. Place the right hand on the inside of the foot, open out the back foot. Reach the left arm up for extended side angle. Option to stay here or work into the bind. Right arm is reaching under the leg this time. Left arm is wrapping behind the back. 3 breaths. Keep broadening the chest for 1 more breath in. Exhale, release your bind, plant your hands and step to plank. Hold for an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, slowly with control. Inhale to find your back bend of choice. Exhale to push back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high, open the hip. And as you exhale, sweep the leg out to the left side like you're drawing a half circle to sweep the foot between the hands. You could always heel toe it in place. Then spin the back foot open, setting up for triangle. Left hand could reach for the big toe or rest on the lower leg. As you reach the right arm up, turning your chest open. Deepen the breath. Engage the legs. Holding for one more breath in. Exhale out, look down for balance. Lower the right hand to the inside of the foot. Turn the back foot to face forward so you can ground the heel. When you feel stable, left arm lifts up as you twist to the left. This one can be a lot trickier, so you may need to make some adjustments. Perhaps widening your stance to feel more stable. Squeezing inner thighs together to engage the legs. Last few breaths here. With your next exhale, step the back foot further back and bend the front knee, coming into our twisted lunge. Or if you'd like to take the bind, the right arm is reaching round and under the left leg, and the left arm is wrapping behind the back to clasp the hands together. Focus your gaze on one spot to help with the balance. 3 breaths here. Final breath in. Exhale. Turn to the right. Place the left hand on the inside of your foot. Open out the back foot for extended side angle. Reaching the right arm up to open the chest. Option to stay here. You could work into the bind. Left arm is reaching under the leg. Right arm is wrapping behind the back here. It's okay if you can't make the full bind. You could always use your clothing to hold on to. And pause for 3 breaths. Final inhale. Exhale, release your bind, plant your hands, step to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to find your back bend of choice. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Open out the hip, bend the knee. Exhale, bring the right knee to tap the outside of the left arm or thereabouts. And then extend the leg to the left side, lower the foot. Reach the left arm up to find fallen star. Lift the hips, lift the heart, push away from the floor. Gaze up, take a deep breath in. Exhale, sit your hips down. And then turn to face the space in between the legs. You should have landed in some sort of straddle. You could always adjust the legs further apart now. Then roll your shoulders back. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, fold forward here. Without forcing it, just guide yourself breath by breath. We'll pause for the next 5 breaths here. Sit yourself back up. Place the right hand back where it was a second ago. And with an inhale, we'll lift the hips, returning through fallen star. Then bend the right leg and place it underneath you to find a modified side plank. Option to stay here. If you'd like to take this a little further, the right hand will catch hold of the right heel. And you'll reach the left arm overhead, coming into a variation of camel pose. So slowly opening through the chest, bending backwards, tilting the head to look up. 5 breaths here. Final breath in. Exhale. If you're in the back bend, slowly come out and return to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to find your back bend of choice. Exhale. Push back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high, open out the hip, bend the knee. Exhale, bring the knee to the outside of the right arm, twisting across the body. And then extend the leg to the right side, plant the foot. Reach the right arm up as you lift into fallen star. Think of lifting your hips and your heart. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, sit the hips down, finding our straddle. You can always rearrange the legs once you're here. Then roll the shoulders back, lengthen the spine. Inhale. Exhale to fold forward. Perhaps this time there's a little more space. 5 breaths here. Lift your chest, plant the left hand back where it was. Inhale, lift the hips, coming through fallen star. Then bend the left knee, place it underneath you to find our modified side plank. Option to stay here, or you could work into the camel variation. So left hand catches hold of the heel, right arm reaches overhead as you start arching back. Tilting the head to look up if it feels okay for head and neck. 5 breaths here. Final breath in. Exhale, slowly come out. Step to plank. Hold for a breath in. Exhale, slowly come down to your belly. Untucking the toes, relaxing the arms by your side. If you do have hip bones that tend to dig into the mat here, you might want to place a blanket underneath you. Then when your breath is steady, on your inhale, lift the legs, arms, and chest to come to shavasana, locust pose, using the strength in the back of the body here to lift. Option to stay here, or you could bend the knees, catch hold of the ankles. It could be at the same time or one at a time to come into dhanurasana, bow pose, pressing your ankles against your hands to help lift you up. 5 breaths here. Final inhale. Release with your exhale and push back to downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the right leg high, open out the hip, bend your knee. Exhale to sweep the leg forward, coming into pigeon pose. And for this pigeon pose, we'll keep the foot close to the left hip here. So it's going to be easier to balance in a second. Then start off by sitting upright. Pressing the front leg into the mat to help you lift up. Pressing the back leg into the mat for now. If this is challenging enough, stay here and you could use your fingertips for stability. If you'd like to go further, the left hand will reach back to catch your foot and draw the foot in towards you. This can already be quite a lot for the balance. If so, you may want to just work the pose here today. If you would like to go further still, rest the foot at the inside of your elbow and clasp the hands together overhead, coming into mermaid. So really using the strength in your legs to press away from the ground here so that you can stay upright. Focus your gaze on one spot. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Final inhale. And exhale. Come out slowly with control, and we'll step straight back to downward dog. And then we'll take a few movements to reset, so you can either pedal the hips, sway the hips side to side, or move in any other way that feels good to you. And second side for this sequence. Inhale, lift the left leg, open out the hip, bend your knee. Exhale, sweep the leg forward, coming into pigeon, keeping the left foot close to the right side of the hip for balance. And then start off by using your legs to create stability. And it may be that you just stay here using your fingertips for support. If you'd like to go further, the right hand will reach back to catch hold of your foot and draw your foot in closer. If this is enough of a challenge for you, stay here. Or join me in mermaid, bringing the foot to rest against the inside of your elbow, reaching the hands overhead to come to mermaid. Wherever you find yourself, pause for the next 5 breaths. Final breath in here. Exhale, slowly coming out with control, stepping back to plank. Pause for a breath in. Exhale, slowly lower through chaturanga. Inhale to find your back bend of choice. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Pausing here, pressing through your hands, send your weight back towards your feet, looking to feel that lengthening sensation through the spine. Pause for one more breath in. With your exhale out, lower your knees down to find tabletop, and then come and lie down on your back. So as you lie down, bend your knees, bring your feet close to the back of your body. And you want to just about be able to reach them with your fingertips. We have a couple of options. You can either lift the hips here, coming into bridge, interlacing the hands underneath you so that you can roll the shoulders under the back to lift the chest a little higher. Or from your bridge, place your hands above your shoulders, so fingers are pointing toward the feet, and you'll press up, rolling onto the crown of the head, perhaps staying here, or pushing all the way up through the hands to lift up into wheel. Once you're in wheel, you could make little adjustments, placing the hands under the shoulders if there's space, or you could play around with straightening the legs to find a different variation. Wherever you find yourself, pause here for 5 breaths. Final breath in here. Then slowly bring yourself back down. Bringing the back down to the mat. Then edge your feet apart and knock your knees together, coming into constructive rest. So we'll take the next 10 breaths here just to let the spine settle. So nothing else to do right now, but focus on steadying your breath and giving your body the rest it may need. slowly hug your knees into your chest. You decide how far you bring the legs close to you. It might feel a little too much for the back right now, so if that's the case, keep the knees further away. Then keep your knee close to you, the right knee that is. Extend the left leg away from you. And draw the right leg across the body to the left side, coming into a supine twist. You can reach the right arm out to the right side, gaze over towards the right hand, and settle in to find stillness for the next 10 breaths here. Maybe even closing the eyes now. Release your twist and extend the right leg. And then we'll switch, hugging the left knee into the chest. Draw the knee across to the right side, coming into a supine twist. Oops. Option to reach the left arm out to the left side and gaze over to the left. Start slowing down your breath. Nothing else to do here, but give your body the time it needs to rest. Release your twist and extend the left leg and settle in for Shavasana. Just making any adjustments you need. If you do get lower back sensitivity here, I recommend bending the knees and placing a cushion underneath them. And then once you've made any other adjustments you need, settle in for the next few minutes of stillness. Bring awareness back to your space. And gently move your fingers and toes. And hug your knees into your chest. And roll onto your side. Just taking as much time here as you need to adjust. And when you're ready, join me back in a seated position. Just keeping the eyes closed for now. Find a comfortable seat. And come back to your breath. It's taking the final moments of this practice to fill your cup and savor the effects of the practice. And then we'll finish by taking a deep breath in and an audible breath out. So inhale deeply and exhale to let it go. And open your eyes when you're ready. Thank you so much for your time and energy. I hope that you enjoyed today's practice. Take care, and I'll see you next time.